Raptors fans, welcome to a sad day in Raptorville. The Raptors lose 112-98, making it sound a heck of a lot closer than it actually was. We had a couple of moments, even by the half. There was hope. It was possible. We thought it might happen. But a combination of the Raptors offense falling apart, the Raptors defense disappearing, and Kyrie frickin' Irving. Like, I hate Kyrie Irving. Why is this man coming into our house and destroying my life? Our lives. Our Raptors' lives. KD, I don't love him, but I can deal with it. I respect him. The guy's got mad talent. Kyrie is a hit and miss. He's got talent. I can, his handle, yes, it's sick. And some people say it might be the greatest ever. It's slightly possible. And I know he hit one important shot in his life to help him stir LeBronto. But everywhere else he's gone has been a disaster. This guy's a basket case. He's clearly got some kind of screws loose, or he doesn't, understand the ramifications of his actions. And then we've got another mental case, Ben Simmons. And again, I'm not trying to be overly negative. I'm supportive of people getting better, seeking the help they need, improving their own lives. But this guy's a kook. Even yesterday, these guys lost to the 76ers, who were down Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey, and Harden, who's overrated also. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Now, granted, the Raptors were down a whopper of a bunch of players. I mean, especially three-point providers, because we got destroyed in three-pointville. And I am going to actually go through some stats today. I usually leave that to letting you guys go look at the box scores on your own, but I got it pulled up, queued up, ready to discuss. But yeah, number one, Pascal, Fred VanVleet. We've got Scotty Barnes out, Precious Achua, Otto Porter, Delano Banton. I feel like I might be missing even somebody else, but that's pretty brutal when three of your starters aren't there. Granted. And then a couple of backup players. And we seem to have nobody that can create offense. I mean, just going off memory here before I pull in some of the stats, and I sadly have three plays of the game, but they're slim pickings. And maybe Ron Harper Jr. actually should get the player of the game. He was 2 for 2 from 3. I don't know why we didn't bring this guy into the game earlier. Man, that guy looks like his dad. I wasn't even a huge Ron Harper fan back in the day. He was on the Bulls, I'm sure. As a kid watching Jordan, I remember seeing him there. But man, his son, wow, looks exactly like him. Anyway, Malachi Flynn came into the game, seemed like he was charged up. I thought he had it going on. Suddenly he fades off, and then he disappears until garbage time when Nurse brings him back in. We got OG. Ay. Never mind OG, oh my. This guy, he's soft. I don't understand what is going on with him. Well, I have some thoughts, but I'm not sure we can discuss it here. Maybe on a separate specific podcast we'll discuss it. But OG, they talk about how big he is, and even they were commenting on the U.S. broadcast he was 250 or something, and then he had a big fit that he's not 250, which speaks to why I believe that he's a little bit soft sometimes at the net. But the guy's worried about wrong things. He's worried about his fashion. He's worried about his weight and what people are talking about in the media. Why don't you worry about actually being able to do a layup? He had some decent moves today. I like when he goes a little back to this side and then kind of weaves under and is able to get to the hole. But put it in. Get it in. You get stuffed too often. He got stuffed on a little, I don't think it was a putback. He was coming in and he sort of got caught, deeper under the basket than I think he meant to. But that seems to happen a lot. And then he's having to just thread the needle up off the backboard to get it to go in. But he's missing those. He's getting punked off. And I don't know why his legs, they tried to defend him on the broadcast, but clearly he did knee Simmons. And believe me, I'm not going to defend Simmons. That guy makes me crazy. But, oh, gee, what are you doing? You're slamming your knees around. It was, again, a good move. He went around, I think it was Kyrie. And then his left leg going up. He's kneeing Simmons in the chest. And, Nick Nurse challenged that one, but he didn't get the call. OG make some shots. I think it was 0 for 3 on his three-pointers. Here, sorry, I didn't mean to jump into the stats this quickly, but it's making me crazy in the back of my mind here. 7 for 20 on field goal attempts and 0 for 3 from 3. Like, was the ball heavier out there today? It's funny, I went to the gym. My son plays a little bit of basketball for his high school. And so we went to the Y, and we took our ball that was sitting outside and getting rained on. And yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy. It was a lot different than the ball that was already at the Y that I was using, and he was using our home ball. And yeah, when I went to throw it, there were some bricks because the ball was literally heavier than it should be. That's what it looked like was going on today. OG throwing it short. Juancho Hernan Gomez throwing it short. Thad even a couple times short. Chris Boucher. I love the way his little three looks, the way he's so relaxed, the way he takes it. He doesn't even actually shoot from here. He's like got some weird wrist action from above his head. But let's make some before you take some. Like, what was he on the day? Where are you here? Boucher, 0 for 3. 2 for 15 from the field. He was missing layups. There was one play where he was so active to get the rebound. Like, he got himself his own rebound 3 times. But let's get the ball in, my friend. I can go out there and miss shots, as I've said a bunch of times on these, and I would cost a lot less money than these guys. I would take less than the league minimum. I'd sign a contract saying I don't even need the minimum. And I can go out there and miss shots and let Simmons blow by me for a dunk. And, I might not be able to get my own rebound to be able to miss my own rebound. I will admit that. But anyways, all right, let's quickly go through some stats here, and then I'll check my plays of the day. But, the whole team, Koloko, 1 for 3 on field goals. He didn't attempt any three-pointers, thank goodness, because he has once or twice, and it hasn't gone well. OG, as we already said, 7 for 20, 0 for 3, a minus 29. Like, OG's a minus 29? This guy's supposed to be a defensive. OG. The reason I'm so hard on you, OG, is that I think you have extreme talent. I think you are Kawhi Leonard number 2. I think that you can pull it all together and lead our team to the promised land. It makes me sick to my stomach every time your name comes up in a trade offer. And, you're the centerpiece. Or you and Gary Trent Jr. He's another one, though. I think you guys have immense talent. You need to just I think the Raptors should spend more money on a psychiatrist and maybe even a hypnotist to, raise the watch. You will hit your threes. You will not get stuffed at the rim. You can actually make field goals. That's what we need. Whatever it is. The gold watch. Whatever method they got to use. Because Gary Trent Jr., 6 for 19. 1 of 8 from 3. There was one moment where he had a few, flurry of some points, and we actually got back into the game. But then I don't know what happened. The sick, the ill, the Gary Trent Jr. that's not feeling well came back. Because again, Gary, I think this guy has it's unlimited what this guy could do. He could literally, I don't know, what do you want him to be? He could be, Jordan is maybe a little bit extreme. He could be Damian Lillard. That's a pretty good example, Dame time. This guy's got the range to be able to shoot from far and hit the threes, but still be able to, he's got, a decent dribble. The guy seems to be able to make his crazy shots. He turns. He even did one tonight where I thought that he was going to be, on his game. He did his little almost turns right around like he's facing the other net, and then comes back, hits a shot. It was beautiful. But let's see more of that. Let's see more of that. 6 of 19, 1 of 8 from 3. Jesus Christ. Free throws even, he was only 6 from 9, and he's usually solid there. A minus 12. Malachi Flynn, 3 of 11. Like, Malachi, come on, buddy, you're another one. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt until you had the mask off. I don't know. You might suck. You might suck, Malachi Flynn. Okay? I don't know what to say. Downton is better in there than you. At least Downton was 4 of 9. Again, not great. You know, Hernan Gomez was 4 of 9 as well. And one of 3 from 3. At least Malachi Flynn had 2 of his 3 points that he attempted. And then to round it off, yeah, Boucher, 2 of 15, 0 for 3. There's no way we're going to win on nights like this. Harper, 2 of 2 from field goals and 2 of 3s. They were both 3s that he attempted, and he got them both. I say, let's get Harper in there a little sooner. Can he play point guard? Because again, at 1.2, we had no point guard out there. I don't know what... Nick Nurse. I realize you were short-staffed, but I'm not 100% sure you've got the right juggling going on out there. Again, I guess, yeah, you expect OG. I can't pick on you too badly. There were a couple times, though, you should have called the timeout a little bit sooner. It was starting to get out of control. Yeah, let's pluck Boucher out of that game sooner. Let's get more Kem Birch minutes, you know? And let's get Kem Birch more shots. It says he was only 1 of 1. I think I remember it was a dunk that he was given a nice pass right in the middle of the key, and he dunked it. Anyways, wow, sorry, enough of a rant. It's really a tough thing to do these videos when they lose. You know, I'm sitting there watching the game going, oh, I gotta go make a video about the loss. How horrible! But I hope that you guys are feeling the same, and you know, there's like some camaraderie in the dreary, the sad, the lonely, need more adjectives. Anyways, if you can, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe. I'm sorry to bust that on you in the middle of this, but I'm going to do my top 3 plays next. But my subscribers went up to 21, and I actually don't personally know every single subscriber, so it's pretty exciting. Anyway, we'd love to get to 25. You know, I watch these other channels. They're getting into the thousands and getting excited when they get to 30,000. Not me. If I got to 30, I'll be excited. So, anyways, thanks. But drop a comment too, just for fun. I'm bored. I'm lonely. I got nothing to do with my life. Hit me with a comment. Then, you know, I will reply. I'll probably give you way too long of an answer back, but appreciate it. I'll be back in 2 seconds with my top 3. Alright guys, top 3, although as I was checking my notes for the top 3, I saw that I missed a couple of my points. Why is Thad Young taking the opening tip-off instead of Koloko? Isn't that... He didn't even end up winning it, so I don't understand this on multiple levels. Koloko is taller. Koloko is going to be our center of the future, so don't we want him in there practicing opening tip-offs? Do we not care about the opening tip-off? I mean, we seem to work so hard to get extra, you know, field goal attempts with all of our turnovers and offensive glass rebounds. Anyway, just curious. So maybe, again, if you've got an answer, let me know why. Why would we have Thad Young? Because he's got extra years experience. He's going to understand when the ref is going to throw the ball up so that he'll get the timing better. Anyway, strange. Those are the little things, Nurse, that I don't understand why you do. I mean, I love the immediate clampdown, and then too bad OG lost the dribble. You know, when we lost the opening tip, we immediately jumped on them and got the ball, but couldn't convert. That was the beginning of the end right there. Anyway. Yeah, my number 3 play, just because it was earlier in the game, they certainly loved it on the highlights. They were showing it 3-4 times in a row as we went to the halftime break, but it was the dunk, the OG dunk on Kevin Durant. That was a sweet play. I think it was Thad Young that passed it down to OG off a turnover. But yeah, OG was pretty much on his own. Kevin Durant was the only person back, and it was funny. Kevin was kind of hesitant for a second, and then he sort of decided, you know what, maybe I can block him, and then OG just slammed it. Sick dunk. You know I love the dunks. So that is my number three. Having a little bit of a struggle, which is number two and which is number one. Um, I think for my number two, I'm going to go with the last play of the third quarter because it just was pretty sweet. And Downton's got some positive things going on. I mean, even, in summer league games I watched and any of the preseason stuff, he definitely was one of the standouts of the people that were fighting for those last positions. Obviously, this is why he got it. But it also helped that he's one of the two-way contracts they already had signed, so he was pretty much going to make it unless he really, crapped the bed. But nice to see his ability to. He hit a couple threes and even had this pass into Thad. So it was like the last second. But yeah, he really just thread the needle right into Thad Young, who dunked it. Sadly, the game was already slipping away pretty much there, but at least, it was impressive also because he thread the needle right at the buzzer and got it to him in time for him to, be able to dunk it and still have it count. So that is my number two. And yeah, my number one. I almost said my number three. Sorry, I'm getting backwards. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. It's so confusing. My number one play of the game involves Downton again, actually. Downton had it. Let me see. OG's kind of in the dunker spot, maybe a few steps, away from the basket from there. And Downton passes it to OG. And, I mean, obviously it helped that the defense would be thinking OG is going to, make the play. So they obviously, backed off a little bit of Downton. But, man, he did the perfect, wrap around and gave OG the little head signal, and OG, it was a beautiful classic give and go. Again, trying to work with these kids to teach them just little fundamentals like a give and go, how effective it can be, and this was the ultimate example. And so, yeah, that is my play of the game. Downton took it, dunked it. It was fantastic. That's my number one play of the game. So, sad day. I hate when the Nets get pummeled against Philly, who's shorthanded, and then we have to be their bounce back game. So now Kyrie Irving can feel good about himself. I think he had 29 or something. KD had his points, and even Ben Simmons. Oh my God, I'm gonna just double check because I want to cry a little bit more before this video ends. Brooklyn, where are you, Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons, fucking 7 of 9. Like, come on. Ben Simmons was 7 of 9. How did we let this happen? Where's his points? Ben Simmons had 14 points. That's probably a season high. Oh my gosh. That's disgusting. We held Durant to 12. But yeah, Kyrie busting out with 29. I don't know. That's just the icing on the cake of a disgusting loss. Brooklyn, you suck. You're not going to even make the playoffs. But the Raptors, when we're shorthanded, we suck even more. It kind of shows that we don't have enough depth of offense. Or we need to get Mr. Boucher, Mr. Gary Trent Jr., and Mr. OG Anunoby into the psych ward. Get the hypnotist working on them. Get the shrinks in there working on them. Get their head in the right place. And Mr. Malachi Flynn, I don't know, go get some lifts for your shoes or something that you need to take advantage or get an advantage. Or just work on that shot. I mean, come on, man. Malachi, when you're stroking it and hitting those threes, that confident second three where, oh my God, Gary Trent missed it and that came in with a sick rebound and dished it to you. And you just stepped up with authority. I thought it was going to be your game, Malachi. Like, I'm hoping for you. I'm cheering for you, but you just make me lost for words. It's so sad and depressing. I hate when I'm sitting at home caring about it more than the Raptors are caring about it. That's how I feel. I hope you feel the same way too out there, Raptor fans. Please like, subscribe. Come on. And Mr. Beast for president. See you next game.